Morris, give me a sense on your overall take on where Zuckerberg has Meta right now. My sense is that, like you, Brad Gerstner is a fan of Meta's underlying business. Perhaps that's been overly criticized, but just doesn't want them spending as much on CapEx right now. Maybe just $5 billion instead of $10 billion a year on the Metaverse. Do you agree or disagree with that?
First of all, thank you for having me, John. Nice to see you. Secondly, I think that we shouldn't underestimate Mark and we shouldn't overestimate him. I think he's done a poor job as a media executive. You know, TikTok has emerged as a tremendous alternative for news, for information, and entertainment. On the other hand, I think he really understands technology, and people are not paying attention to the fact that Meta is investing very heavily in artificial intelligence technology right now, probably as much as any of the other firms, if not more so. And I think that will eventually pay off in terms of better shareholder communication, better customer communication, better advertising, and more revenues. I think that nobody's focused on that, and we are. I think it's a cheap stock, but I have no near-term optimism with regard to where the earnings are going to be.
Yeah, and is that because even though those fundamentals and those longer-term investments in AI and how that's going to benefit social media, et cetera, even though those might be in place, in the near term, they're still spending $10 billion a year on the Metaverse, and maybe the stock's going to move as it did in the past when they said they were going to spend a bunch of money on content moderation and CapEx. When they pulled that back, the stock popped up. Is it sort of dependent on what Meta signals as far as what its spending is going to be on some of those things that aren't going to pan out for a few years?
I don't think he's going anyplace, and I think nobody's going to tell him what to do. Hopefully he will listen, and I think he's got to improve his entertainment product. But conversely, one of the problems they face in a world where Apple is protecting people's privacy, and we love Apple, is how do you target without getting somebody's information and making inappropriate use of it? You have to understand the people that are using your service. And I think artificial intelligence technology, properly developed, will help them do that. And I don't think anybody else can do that. I don't think Snap's going to be able to do it. I think very few companies will be able to do it. I think Alphabet will be able to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big deal.
I was just going to say, Senator Pichai has been investing in artificial intelligence for many years, a lot of money. But help me understand, Mark, are you bullish on Zuckerberg's Metaverse ambitions, or you're just bullish because you think that the technology that's helping to develop the Metaverse includes artificial intelligence and that will serve the core business?
Well, I think he's investing in artificial intelligence separate from whatever he may be doing with regard to the Metaverse. With regard to the Metaverse, look, we're big fans of NVIDIA's technology and NVIDIA's product, and they talk about the Omniverse. And I think something like that can be very practical. I don't think people want to live there, but I think businesses can use it to develop products, visualize images to the nth degree. And I think something like that can be very valuable. It'll be a great tool. I think if you look at technology as a tool, I don't want to walk around with a spacesuit all day or a device. If I want to play games, if I want to virtualize athletic experiences, if I want to develop something, if I want to create something, I think that's very helpful. I don't like the idea of sitting across. Personally, having contact with people is important.